to the Ubirr lookout last night for sunset, which was absolutely beautiful. We'd really recommend doing that. It wasn't hard to walk up the little lookout part. It was just sort of a bit of a rock steps up, and it was pretty easy climb. And just up the top was just 360-degree views of what Kakadu has to offer. So there was all sort of the wetlands on one side, the mountain range on the other, and then just looking out over the outliers sort of back down the way that you came up on the other side. It was just spectacular. So really recommend that. They stay open until 7 o'clock this time of the year, so just in time for the sunset, and then you head back down and drive out before they shut the gates. So that was awesome, really good. So good day yesterday. So now we're coming into day 2. So we're going to go, we're leaving reasonably early here from the campground, and we're going to go to Jim Falls, which is a bit of a hike in. It's about 1 kilometre in, and there's a little beach you can swim at there, and also a little plunge pool to swim in as well. So we're looking forward to that. We're just trying to beat the heat out there this morning. So we're just going to go do that, and then we're going to come back and spend the afternoon at the resort just swimming in the pool and hanging out. Just a bit more of a relaxing day. So hopefully it'll all be good. Looking forward to Jim Falls. Alright, so this is the start of the track out to Jim Falls. I think it's about 50 k's on dirt road, and then another 10 k's or so on like a 4-wheel drive sandy type track. So we've just stopped here just at the entry, just off the main highway, just to air down. I think Marc's going to go down to about 20 psi. Apparently the road's pretty rough and dodgy, so may as well just bump all the air out now and be done with it. So there's a little information board at the start here. Just gives you a bit of an idea. Twin Falls is actually closed at the moment, so we're just doing Jim today. So we've got to drive out through, yeah, like 40 k's here just of dirt corrugated road, and I think it's, yeah, about 10 k's or something of the sandy track in to the car park, and then we'll do the 1 kilometre walk in and back out again. So there you go. It gives you all the information on the board here about, you know, that it's for high clearance 4-wheel drive and how to get in and things like that. There is a campground in there also, so you can camp in there, I guess, if you just got swags or a rooftop tent or something like that. You can't tow any vehicles into any stuff into here, so don't do that.
Is it a forest walk, like in the wet forest? Like,
yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Oh yes, and then it's going to be shady.
Hopefully it'll be nice and shady. It's a bit overcast today as well, so it's at least not raging sunshine, but I think it'll be quite humid and sticky. So we'll just have to see how we go.
Quite $1 for every time I've done this. I have about $2.
Air up, air down, air up, air down.
Yes.
$4 because there's 4 tires.
Oh, it's good maths, buddy. Homeschooling's paying off.
They're all $1.
The amount of times that we've gone, it'll be alright, we won't bother, and then you just do it. So at the start, it's just so much easier.
Yeah.
And then the tyres aren't hot, it's not, yeah, so just do it.
And also it doesn't help that we got this crack in our windscreen the other day from a truck going past. So you don't want corrugations to be too hardcore, that's going to crack even more, so try and stop that from happening, but it looks like we're going to be in for a new windscreen. We're going to have to sort that out. Anyway, the joys of it all, hey? Move on to Jin, see what it's like. Alright, so that was the corrugations part of it done. Wasn't bad at all, was it?
Nah.
I think it was worse at Karajuni.
You just go off what people say, so some people think little corrugations are bad, but
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that.
They make it out to be really bad.
Kangaroo.
Oh, there goes kangaroo.
Big one.
Also, the road signs did say 60 kilometres an hour, and I think if you did 60 kilometres an hour on there, you probably would feel it too.
You may have done 65 just to get up to that nice speed to glide over those corrugations.
True. So we just came through the campground part. We just saw that just now, and now we've come on to the 10 kilometres of like four-wheel drive track. So this just goes through the bush. There's supposed to be some sandier points, but yeah, this is like your true four-wheel drives only kind of section. So we'll see what that's like. So far so good.
Yeah. Can't see it being too.
No, it's a pretty well used track by the look of it, so shouldn't be too bad at all. We're almost there. We've got to go slow. That's a good view, isn't it, Ari?
We can see big mountains.
It's a little bit hazy this morning. There might be a bushfire around here somewhere.
Oh, water crossing.
Lock the hubs, Vern.
Water crossing.
Ooh.
Oh, more water crossing.
Big water crossing.
All rocks on the bottom.
Alright, so we've made it out here to the car park for Jim Jim Falls, and the four-wheel drive track, the last 10 k's or so, was pretty easy. It's just a little bit windy, that's about it, so you just got to take it a bit slowly. So that only took us probably another 15-20 minutes from the campground there when we came off the corrugated road. And there's a nice car park out here. It's got toilets, picnic area. It's a beautiful outlook out onto the cliffs. So we're just getting ourselves all organised now, and we will hit the track out to Jim Jim Falls. Just a quick 1 kilometre out, 1 kilometre back in. So that'll be lovely. Looking forward to a swim. Crocodile trap over there, keeping us safe.
You never know if an empty trap's good or bad.
No. Oh, there's a lure there.
Oh, in you go. We've made it into the centre. Look, there's where the waterfall would be. It's huge. Absolutely huge.
So this is beach pool. I don't know why they call it that.
I think it's because we've got a pool here.
Oh, is that all it is?
Have a look at the sand.
It's so cool. And then apparently, just if the guy said climb over that boulder there, and it takes you to the plunge pool.
Ah, right. Oh, you can see some arrows. See some walking arrows up behind there. So
yeah, you just go over there. He said make sure you go over there. The water's beautiful as well.
The kids are braving it. Easy walkway to plunge pool. So easy, anyone could do it.
Why does it spin up my nose? Hey, the mussel. Wow, that water's so cool.
What you doing? Really? Okay.
Here we see the mother bushwalker tending to her young. Watch as they suckle on the teat for hydration. These young will insist they are always thirsty, and yet won't slow down or take it easy. This puts quite the strain on the mother bushwalker, but she persists in what can only be seen as motherly love.
Alright, so that's Jim Jim Falls done. Very good. Recommend that one. That walk was pretty difficult towards the end. Lots of big rocks to climb over and things like that, so yeah, it would be a higher level of fitness needed for that, much like myself obviously. No, but it was a pretty tricky walk, so yeah, definitely worth it though. Really nice swimming hole at the end, and you can see now it looks like it's about to start raining, so we're just quickly having some lunch, and then we'll shoot back on this full drive track and corrugated path back to camp. But yeah, no, really nice. Jim Jim Falls. It's a shame Twin Falls is closed at the moment, so we can't do that one. We were looking at doing that too, but no, is what it is.
All right, what's on for today? So we're going to head out to Maguk, which is about a 40k drive from Coimbra, and we're going to check out the waterfall there. It's supposed to be about a 2-kilometre return trip again, and have a swim there in the waterfall. And then we'll come back, hang out at the caravan park for some lunch, and this afternoon we're going on a yellow water cruise. So I've been looking forward to that.
Yes,
Hello.
we have.
And so we'll be able to go out and hopefully see some wildlife. We're doing the sunset one. We're tossing up whether to do the dawn or the dusk one. We've decided on the dusk, so hopefully we've made the right choice and we see some cool stuff.
Oh, we don't have to get up earlier either.
No, true. So yeah, so that's today's agenda. We might go to the cultural centre if we get time after lunch, or we might just hang out by the pool. Haven't really decided.
Wing it.
Wing it. Yep. So we'll head off now and go to Maguk.
Sounds good.
Let's do it. Poppy's already got the car started. He's got 3 kids in the car today, so he's lucky.
It's humid.
It is humid. It is sticky as.
Dripping.
So it's going to be a sticky walk, but it should be
Good
worth
swim.
it.
Yeah, at the end.
We'll enjoy the swim at the end.
Alright, let's
Right.
do it.
Let's go.
Roll it out.
Alright, so we're out to the road, the gravel road that goes out to Maguk. Just a little information sign here. So just sort of tells you what you're in for. We already know 2-kilometre return, moderate track. So you just drive out from here. We're here just coming off the Kakadu highway, and it's just a dirt track out here to the car park, and then the walk out to Maguk. So that's 4k's, it's probably only about 10k's out. Problem is, we've just come in here and it's got a road closed sign on here. We've been into the visitor centre just 2 days ago and it said that Maguk was open. So the barrier kind of doesn't really look like it's holding too much up, and there are fresh tyre marks going around it. So I think we'll just drive the 10k's in and check out if there's anyone down there and see what the go is. Because we'd hate to miss it if they've just forgotten to take down a road closed sign a while ago. So we'll see. We'll give it a go.
What are we making here?
Alright, so turns out we couldn't go to Maguk. We decided to not go down the track and to get back into reception and ring up the visitor centre, and it turns out the road is closed and the Maguk walk is closed due to the death of a traditional elder. So we gave up, came back to the van, and we are making banana bread for morning tea instead. Hey buddy. So in here we've just got 3 mashed bananas, 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar, 2 eggs and half a cup of oil. I'll just smush that together. I'm just about to add self-raising flour and bicarb and some white chocolate melts that melted in the cupboard. So I'm just going to cut them up as chunks and throw them in to get rid of them. And then we'll cook it on the Weber. So hopefully that'll be a nice morning tea for us instead, since we couldn't do the walk we wanted to do. And then we might just have a lazy day by the pool and end up going just on our river cruise this afternoon, which we're really looking forward to. Are you guys looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to put in 1 1/4 cups of self-raising flour into this. Rafe's on the camera at the moment, so this could be really interesting footage. Pop that in there.
Can I mix it or something?
You can help mix it. 1 1/4 cups.
Delicious.
And then it's just half a teaspoon of bicarb. What did you do with the half a teaspoon measure, Rafie?
This.
Still on there, is it? Alright. Give it a mix, dude. Yeah. So I'll just mix that all up. I just use a little loaf tin, this one here. And I'll just line that with a bit of paper to make it easier. And then we just cook it in the Weber, just at about 180 degrees or something, 160 degrees for a good 45 minutes to an hour it takes. It's quite a dense one. So it'll be yummy, hey buddy? Yum yum. Alright, so that's all mixed up. I've popped it in there. And we're going to go and put it in the Weber, aren't we, dude? You want to open the door for Mum? We'll take it out. Oh, Dad hasn't preheated it.
Didn't know how long you were going to take to do it, so you didn't tell me.
This is not a very good team effort, is it?
Communication is the key.
Alright, so take 2. We have preheated this, got it up to temp. So we just use like this little smoker box thing that we use when we do smoking, and we just pop things on top of that when we're baking. And the heat of this, you don't need the door completely closed, so it'll probably just close. It did completely close. Alright, we'll see how that goes. So it's on about 150 at the moment. It'll get up a bit hotter than that, and we'll try and keep it at about 170. So this will probably take about an hour or so, 45 minutes, an hour. Yeah. All right, cake is done. Looks amazing. I'll show you. Yummy. So what happens is the temperature gets pretty hot in here as it cooks. Like it goes down when it goes in because it's cold, but as it cooks it heats right back up again. So what we actually do is we just shove this in the side, like it's just a spatula for the barbecue. We just shove it in the side like that and then close the lid down, and it just holds it open a little bit, and that way the heat doesn't get too hot in there and burn it. It turns out beautifully. So yeah, that just sort of protects the bottom of it from being straight onto the hot plate, so the bottom of it won't burn, and then we just wedge it open where we need to. That looks good, perfectly cooked, ready to devour. So, finished product. Slicing it up now for afternoon tea, just before we go on our little yellow water tour. It is delicious. Kind of got a bit of a crunchy top. I sprinkled a bit of the bits of broken up chocolate on top, and it's kind of caramelized. Delicious. It's good. Really good. You should make it. How is it, Asta?
Good.
The first review?
Mm-hmm.
Asta's making a nice little crystal bird and flowery thing over here. It's very pretty. But that was yummy. Good afternoon tea.
And the top actually tastes like caramel.
Yum.
Caramel chocolate.
I'll take it out and see what the rest of the crew think of it, hey? I don't suppose anybody wants any of this?
Yeah!
Oh, that looks grossly awesome.
Yum!
Yum! That's this.
Ari, I've got your special bit here.
Yum-tastic.
Oh yeah! Dad, I get your piece.
Is that the crust?
Yeah.
Oh no, I got to get the crust.
It's Ari's special bit.
Can I leave it on there?
Alrighty. So we're off for our yellow water cruise.
Yes. Hot
Yeah,
again.
iconic yellow water cruise. Yeah, it's hot and it looks like it could possibly storm. It's quite,
So it should make for a nice cruise.
yeah.
That'd be really cool actually if it did.
It's been very cloudy today and really humid, so we shall see. So because we're staying at Kawinda Lodge, we just have to wander out the front. There's a little bus stop, get on a little shuttle bus, and that takes us down to the boat ramp. So we're just getting out there now and we'll get on the bus. Looking forward to it.
Hopefully see some crocs.
Hopefully. Everybody likes to see a croc or two. I said croc.
Oh, you did say croc?
Yeah, I did say croc.
Plus kilometres if they're downwind from it. And they've got sensors all around their body, these crocodiles.
Oh,
Oh,
bom bom.
hopefully it doesn't go under the boat and flip the boat.
I think it's tiny.
There's a bigger crocodile over here at 1 o'clock. Whoa. We're going in, prepare yourselves. There's actually a mud bank here, so we have to approach this a different way. Try and get, oh, this is a big crocodile, look at that. It's mean, it's keen, it's a black killing machine.
It's a black killing
We're going to have to go around this mud bank. If you see any white spots on it, or look on its jaw and its face,
It's a big fella, this one. He looks like he's a good 4.5 metres long. Definitely the biggest one we've seen on the Billabong. I think that buffalo over there might want to just stay a little bit further away from this dude.
There's this one over there.
Yeah, there's a few around. Here in the water. Another one up on the bank. I think these two were having a scuff just before because I could see that in the distance. This one's a big boy. Alright, so this is our last day touring around Kakadu. So we're off to Noorlangie Rock, and there's a billabong near there that we're going to do a billabong walk and look at some more rock art. And then I think there's a couple of lookouts we might go up and have a look at depending if we've got any time. And this afternoon we're going to go to the cultural centre just here near Cooinda. So after our pretty relaxed day yesterday, we've got quite a few things to do today. We did love the yellow water tour last night. It was absolutely amazing. I would definitely highly recommend the sunset tour. I'd say the sunrise one's probably pretty good too, but the colours there at sunset were just absolutely spectacular. Like, I don't think you could beat that really. So we really enjoyed that. Asta counted 54 crocodiles. We also saw lots of wild birds, buffalo, wallabies, heaps of wildlife. So yeah, it was a really good experience. So definitely do that one when you're here as well. Fairly reasonably priced, we thought. It was $99 per adults and $74 for kids. So for us and some of the experiences that we've seen along the way and the prices of things, we thought that was pretty good. Particularly being that sort of in the more to the end of the dry season. So in the wet season, you'd probably pay your $150 or whatever it is to do a half-an-hour flight over and see all the waterfalls flowing at their full capacity. But for in the dry season, right at the end, I think something like the Yellow Water Cruise is really good because you can't, like, it's pretty much going to be the same sort of all year round, really. Maybe a bit greener in the earlier dry season or end of the wet season. But for us, we really enjoyed it, would highly recommend it. And now we're off for our next day of travelling. So we'll see how we go. Alright, so we've driven out to the turn off to Noorlangie Rock, and it's got the information board here of everything that's in this sort of region. So we're going to go head down just across all the way to the end of Noorlangie Road down here, and we're going to do this walk loop here first of all, which goes around sort of the old art sites, and there's an old shelter and things in there. And then we're going to head over here to Embankment Billabong, and we'll do the little walk around there as well. And then there's a lookout there we can go up to, and there's also another lookout here that we can go to as well. So that's the area that we're doing today. So we'll just head further down this road and park up here and work out where the walks start.
A green dunny frog.
Ah, he's jumping away.
He was in the dunny.
We pick them up nicely so we don't hurt them.
And we've got wet hands.
He's too quick for you, Asta. You're too slow.
Ah!
Come here, bud.
He's like, I'm with your hand. You'll never get back on me.
Where'd you find him?
In the dummy.
In the dummy?
Dad, can I please hold him?
In the dunny. No, just let him go. We'll go put him back there.
Gonna go put him back in the dunny?
Come on, little buddy. Asta, can I hold him?
Asta.
Dad, you've got to lift him.
Okay, be careful.
Where's it?
Alright, go take him
Alright,
back.
go take him back and put him back in the dunny.
I wanna hold him.
Good thing you got wet hands.
Alright, so we're going to just go and check out what the go is with the Noorlangie trail. A tour group just came in, big bus over here behind us, so I did say to Marc maybe we should just tag on to the end of them and get a guided tour. Maybe not. So down here is a little information board. Gives you a little bit of information about the area and the tribes that live in here. The information about the track. It's the same board that we saw when we came in. We stopped on the side of the road. This is the area that we're in. This is Noorlangie Rock. And the trail's sort of going to walk around that a little bit, I think, and look at the rock art that's in there. Got some different ideas of how they make rock art, the things that they use, the rocks that they crush up. And here is the actual information about the trail that we're doing. So there's an old shelter to go and look at, a few galleries, and a lookout at the top that we'll walk up to and have a look at. That should be pretty cool.
they've actually closed off this bark walk because it's just of how hot it is. It's pretty much a 12k trip around the whole area, around the main rock here. 6 to 8 hours for a 12k trip. But yeah, shows you they do look after you, they care. It's too hot for that. So yeah, they pretty much just closed it off for the season. So yeah, they do look after you. Anyway, we're walking up to the lookout now to have a look at the all the lands. A bit of a lightning effect going on out there. We've got a bit of bushfire out there.
Alright, so we came out to the Embankment Billabong and there's not much water left in it. It's kind of dried up quite a bit for the end of the season. So we've had some lunch and we've just kind of explored around the edge here. It looks like the walk pretty much just goes around the edge of the Billabong. And there's another walk just a bit further down the road that actually goes up to the top of these mountains up behind us here and looks out over to the Billabong and also to the other cliffs and area around. So we've just had a little bit of a look. We're not going to do the walking track here. It's about 2.5 kilometres because we just don't think you're going to see too much more than what we're seeing now. So instead we're going to go up to the lookout and have a look from there. Alright, Noorlangie lookout is where we're going. It's just a 300 metre walk, but I've got this feeling it's going to be a 300 metre walk of straight up. This is our little map. It's moderate grade, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just walk in and up on top of this nice big rock and we can look out. There's a fire out there somewhere at the moment. We could see it was pretty close, dark black cloud. So when we're up the top there, if we get a good view of where it actually is. Hopefully it's not getting too close to us, so I have to run back down again. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think this will be our last walk for the day and then we'll head down, I think, to the visitor centre, not the visitor centre, what's it called? The cultural centre, and check that out and then back for a swim. How's the lookout, Dad?
Yeah.
Do that again, Dad.
This is the lookout.
Guys, come up in here.
You can see a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm coming right. Whoa! You can see much better from down there.
You can see a middle-aged, overweight, hairy bloke sweating.
Alright, that was a really quick walk for really good reward. It is absolutely beautiful up here.
And we're all the way up here.
You can see as far as you can see. Is that a thing?
You can see back
You can
to
see as
Kalgoorlie.
far as the eye can see.
You can see as far as the eye can see. We can see numerous bushfires going on.
You can see back to Kalgoorlie.
Oh wow, it's
Not
not
quite
that
that
far.
far. You can see where the Billabong is. Looks back over to Noorlangie.
Noorlangie.
And you can see that in the background, which is beautiful. So we saw it from the other angle when we went up to the lookout at the art site, and now we're seeing it from this side. It's awesome.
Cool, isn't it?
Yep. This would be a
On the other side.
awesome spot for a sunset.
Barbecue.
Mummy's favourite thing.
Except it goes that way.
Oh, there's more hills.
Yeah, you just go up on the top.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Look who's the good emu spotter, hey?
Yeah, so
I
Asta's just spotted a baby emu and a mother emu out the window. You have to come back and look at it.
Is that Ernie?
I don't know, is it Ernie?
Ernie the emu? Ernie! Nah.
Hey!
Not Ernie?
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
Shiny!
So we've got a bit of a different one this morning. Kate and her mum and dad have chipped in and shouted us a bit of a fishing charter surprise for me, Father's Day and late birthday present. So they've done the old sneaky on me and surprised me with that. So now I'm off to head off to the charter. So we're pretty much just going up one of the lakes, I think one of the billabongs here, for a few hour fishing charter. Try and catch myself a barra. I think they've been sick of watching me try for the last 6 months and not get one. Well, the last fish we got was that barra I caught at Alquestro. Oh, a decent one anyway. So yeah, so that should be good. So we're heading down there now. It's just out of the lodge that we're staying in, the Coenda Lodge. So yeah, we'll go check it out. Yep.
Oh.
Yes, big fish. Wind him in.
Oh, sorry, forgot. The lucky rod.
Not even a frog on it.
Catfish! I hate catfish. Don't bring it aboard.
Nah.
Slimy horribles. Yeah, flick off would be even better.
It's a little sharp.
Mm.
You're breathing in air. You got spines on them. To get these in you, that really hurts. Oh, fishy.
Oh, yep.
Yes, back.
Hey.
Wind him in, wind him in.
Coming.
Get fish on it. Whatever you do. That's the one, that's it.
Ah.
Spit it, leave that.
Spat it. Yep. Alright, so that was the Yellow Water Cruises fishing tour. It was only 3 hours from the morning. Did catch a barra, so that was good. It was probably within the first 5 or 10 minutes, so I didn't actually have the GoPro on yet, but I'll chuck a photo up there. Yeah, 62 centimeters I think it was. Because it was so early in the piece, tour guide's like, hey, it's alright, you'll catch plenty more, so he chucked it back in. didn't catch any more after that, so a little bit spewing, but no, it is what it is. Got a catfish and then some other, I think it was a barra that I was onto, but yeah, just come off the line right at the end there. It must have just dehooked itself, but it is what it is when you're fishing. There's no guarantees, so. But overall, I mean, it was a good little cruise. Takes you out on the home Billabong here at Kakadu Lodge. So yeah, no, it's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So bad days fishing still better than working.
Alrighty, so that's Kakadu done then, hey?
That's it, done and dusted.
Excellent. What'd you think?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think obviously we keep saying it because we're out of season. We're sort of in the dry. Things aren't as probably pretty as what they should be, like with the amount of water flying through everything, or billabongs that are full of water. But I think for what we saw, it was still really good. I still really liked it. I think one bonus is the fact that there's not as many people here.
Yeah.
There wasn't like, you're not fighting for, you know, places to stay, fighting for, you know, like the walks and stuff that you do. Half the time you'd only see one or two other people.
Yeah.
So it was really quite good, and the fact that it was nice and peaceful. So I like that.
And also, like, everything's a little bit cheaper, like the campsites weren't as expensive.
Yeah, that's it.
And yeah, you weren't overcrowded and all that sort of stuff. And really,
we didn't book anything either.
Nah.
So we just rocked up.
That
Got
makes
plenty of
sense, yeah.
spots, so yeah.
And because, I mean, the things I really liked were like Ubirr at sunset.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And that's not going to change really on the season. The only thing will be that obviously the land is really greener and more water in like the wetlands and stuff. The art sites were awesome, and they're not going to change out of season.
No.
The things that were a bit disappointing were Gunlam and Maguk were both closed, but again, that's not something you have any control of. That was a cultural closure, so that wouldn't have made any difference really, would it?
No.
Like if we were in season, they still could have been closed as well. And also Jim Falls wasn't flowing, but that doesn't flow for very long after the wet season anyway.
No.
So those sort of things, if you wanted to see them, you'd probably come in the wet season and do a flight over Jim Falls and actually see it at its full pelt. And that's maybe what we would do in the future, is come at like wet season and do the things that you can't do or see at all in the dry season.
Yeah.
That just don't exist. So then you could actually go and do the flight and see it in a whole different light, and then it's a different trip really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's a different type of trip. It's probably a more expensive trip because you've got to pay for helicopter flights or plane flights all the time. So
Yeah.
So it depends on what you want out of the trip, I suppose.
Yep.
Or what you want out of Kakadu. But I mean, we barely scratched the surface. You could spend a lot more time in here. We only did the 5 nights.
Yeah.
You could probably go longer
Yep.
if you were wanting to do a lot more of the cultural side of things, and the walks if they're open.
Yep.
So
The other thing we didn't get to do was go to the cultural centre. We went to go there yesterday afternoon, and they had just shut it just as we walked in because they had a power outage. So
yeah,
unfortunately we didn't fit that in either. So that's probably something that we could look at doing. In fact, we could look at coming up from Pine Creek way, couldn't we really?
Yeah.
Maguk's open and Gunlam's opened. We could come in and just stay at Kakadu Lodge again because we loved it.
yeah,
And we could do those two, and also the cultural centre again. That'd be easy to access just from that southern entry, wouldn't it?
yeah, definitely.
But anyway, I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. I'd say, you know, it's definitely something to go do. Very different to Litchfield. You see people comparing it to Litchfield all the time and saying, should we do Litchfield, should we do Kakadu? To me, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
You're not going for the same things. Litchfield, you're going and there's a lot of waterfalls that flow all year round, lots of swimming holes, things like that, whereas I think Kakadu is more about the culture and about the history,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
you know, exploring actually what the Aboriginal life is like out there. So yeah, your major highlight?
Probably Ubirr sunset.
Yeah,
That was really awesome. And then we did that yellow water cruise as
Yeah.
well. That was really good. So
the yellow water cruise, the sunset cruise was amazing.
Yeah, I think the guide that we had made it. He was just awesome.
Yeah,
Super
he was.
funny, and you know, he appealed to the kids as well, so they weren't bored because it was like 2 hours. So, but yeah, no, it was really good. Like that. And we saw 50 something crocs or
4
whatever.
crocodiles counted by Asta.
Yeah, so
And I was a bit concerned because a few of the reviews that I had read had said that the kids were bored, it was a waste of money for a family.
kids loved it.
Yeah.
And they've done a fair few cruises and sightseeing things like that recently, and it was completely different for them again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they really enjoyed it. So
If you put crocodiles in anything though, kids are going to like it. 9 times out of 10, if you see that many crocodiles,
yeah, true. Yeah.
kids are going to like it.
Yeah.
So.
But even seeing like the buffalo and the wild pigs and things like that,
Yeah.
you know, that was interesting for them as well, because they hadn't really seen them or seen them up close. So I don't know. For our family, was it definitely a
Yeah, it was a good thing.
good thing? Yeah. So we're off to Darwin now. So we left Cooinda Lodge and we've headed north to Jabiru and then heading out to Darwin. So we're going to stay there for probably at least 5 nights, maybe longer. We're still waiting on the tyres for the car. So depending how long that takes, depends how long we'll stay there or how many things we find to do. So anyway, we shall do that. See how we go.
The only thing you can't avoid is when your house and everything is on wheels, you need to maintain it. So
You need wheels.
you need tyres, yeah. So and it's also, I've got to service it as well. We've knocked up 10,000 k's already, so that needs to be done. And it's just one of these things you got to take into account.
Any crocodiles in the river?
No.
Nah.
So that was the Adelaide River. We just did the jumping crocodiles there about a week ago.
Yeah.
That was really good too. But anyway.
So yeah, anyway, that's that. Let's head to Darwin and see what we can find to do there. But yeah.
Kakadu was good. Kakadu was good.
Wow, look at that.
There was one just over there that just tried.